I'm Tom, bikepacker, ultra racer and all-round cycling fanatic. I'm absolutely smashed up here at the top of Farley Mount. And if you're wondering why, this is my story of the Smoke Ring Challenge XL edition. Here we go then, the first trip of 2025, just setting off from the New Forest down in Hampshire on a route I'm terming the London Smoke Ring XL. It's a pretty nice morning, a little bit windy, but it's sunny. I'll get through some of these blustery New Forest sections and I'll tell you a bit more about the route I'm riding. Little rolling climbs past the Red Shoot pub in the New Forest. Nothing like a little climb to remind yourself what a fully laden mountain bike feels like. When we reach top of these climbs, we'll be onto an old runway, which is very exposed, and probably the start of about 100 miles of headwind. Oh joy. So we're up and over that hill, and now into that exposed section. You can probably hear how windy it is. So I think it's going to be a case of getting in the aero position, churning it out, and trying not to burn too many matches too early on. Oh, I'm out of that super direct headwind on that windswept runway. Probably pushing hard and only getting like 13 miles an hour. It's quite depressing. But when you're on one of these long rides, you've got to prepare for some slower speeds. And I guess that's one of the reasons I'm doing this ride, is to readjust my mindset from the 4 or 5, maybe 6 hour ride into the several day ride. Woohoo! So a quick little pause out the wind so you can hear me. The route I'm doing is the Smoke Ring Challenge route, which basically is a gravel route that follows the M25 around London. So it's about 200 miles long, but to add a little bit of spice to it, I'm also riding there and hopefully back again from the New Forest. So that takes it up to about 360 miles. I'm using bits of Southern Divide, the King Alfred Way, up towards Guildford, where I'll join the Smoke Ring Challenge loop. Today's plan is to ride over to Redhill, which is about 120 miles. Anyway, got to crack on, heading over towards Winchester now, mainly on the road, but as already said, it's pretty windy today, and I think the headwind on the South Down Way is going to be pretty ferocious. Nice little descent now down towards Bramshaw. Spin those legs out after that headwind drag. Hopefully get the average speed up a little bit, although as you can probably hear, it's still quite windy. So just about to leave the north of the New Forest, heading towards Romsey. Not a bad day, a little bit chilly in the wind, but it's not raining, which is slightly unusual for my rides. Weather was saying 22 degrees, so that'll be a bit of a shock to the system. But I got my sun cream, just in case. So that was the A36, just have to cross it briefly. Southern Divide route does a pretty good job bobbing and weaving on the little lanes, gravel paths, so you avoid pretty much any big roads. Just at the bottom of Farley Mount, climb that we go up and over before we drop down into Winchester. At the moment it's on tarmac, but I think it switches to off-road shortly. This is on the Southern Divide, but I have modified the route slightly, so it's a bit more of a direct run down and through Winchester to get onto the South Down Way. And oh look, the sun's coming out. Woo! Is that the first taste of gravel? Here we go then, the top of that climb, which is now off-road. First bit of off-road and the steepest bit of the climb. Starting to feel like spring has sprung on this lovely gravel road on our way to Winchester. Got to get through the city and then be on my favourite South Down Way. Back on the road again after that short burst of off-road around Farley Mount, cruising along to Winchester. Lovely. Wasn't quite rolling down to Winchester, a few little lumps between me and the town. Don't really recognise these roads, which is nice. Nice to go somewhere slightly new, even if not very far away. Towards the city centre, see the South Downs looming in the distance. We're cutting around the back of Winchester to avoid main city centre, and if you've done the South Down Way, you'll know this is the road climb out of Winchester, Petersfield Road. My next target town is Petersfield. Hopefully going to stop there, maybe get a Greggs before pushing on. So today's not about, or actually this whole ride's not about smashing myself into the ground. It's just 3 longish days with some good sleep, some food, taking the scenery, just spend some time on the bike. Going over the M3. On the South Down Way properly now. Well, tarmac bit of it anyway. This is a sharp climb. Takes us out of Winchester and onto the trails. Oh, here we go. Onto that lovely double track. Yeah, it's absolutely bone dry up here on the South Down Way. Bit of a headwind and a breezy headwind, you might be able to hear. But it's rolling pretty fast. Onwards to Petersfield. And obviously being the South Down Way, there are 1,000,001 gates to open and shut. Very peaceful. So up and on to this climb of Old Winchester Hill, which is a little bit of a beast. Oh, top of that climb, about to drop down here. Then we wind our way through that valley and come up there somewhere, up to the Sustainability Centre. And then after a little while we drop off the South Down Way and make our way to Petersfield. Right, this is the start of a rather beastly climb up onto the top of the downs by the Sustainability Centre. Hang on a minute. Hang on, the route is going different. Okay, maybe we're not doing a hideous climb after all. I think I must have changed something on the route. I'm going to go with the route I've got on the Garmin just in case I get lost. Yeah, that's a win, maybe. We'll see what comes up on the road. Tried to get a picture of that flag blowing in the wind. I mean, this road is pretty much a gravel path. You just know this would have been very boggy not that long ago, but it's very dry. So all these little posts are a bit annoying though. To get off. Get off to get through. Going under the A3, the first of the down towards Petersfield and maybe a Greggs. So that was Petersfield. I called in Hoops bike shop and parked my bike there while I went in Greggs. I've got a bag full of food. I'm going to find somewhere to eat it. And I bought a few gels and bars in Hoops as well. I think I need to eat more. Classic. I need to remember this isn't a 4-hour ride. This is a few days, so I've got to keep those calories up. Not the most scenic spot, but it's got a bench, it's got a bin, it's got some sunshine. What more do you need? Let's take a look at what I bought. Got a Lucozade drink, a Coca-Cola, slice of pizza, chicken baguette, packet of crisps, and a pocket full of gels. Anyway, I'm going to eat some food and then crack on towards Hindhead, I think, eventually, up and over Devil's Punch Bowl. So definitely need some calories for that. Back onto a little cycle path, which I think goes alongside the A3. Very scenic one side, golf course and rolling hills. Probably a dual carriageway the other in a minute. So 60 miles, halfway there. Just come through Leith and now I'm onto the King Alfred Way in reverse. Suffering a bit of a post-Greggs slump that I sometimes encounter after eating. A bit delirious, have to sort of push through, hopefully come back out on the other side. Headwind is getting a bit irritating to be honest, but there you go, that's what we got. It's not raining and it's sunny. Onwards. Back off road again. These little tracks weaving their way between the roads. Well, when I went through there in September on King Alfred Way, it was absolutely filthy and boggy. Today it's absolutely bone dry, no puddles at all. Wonderful. Nice. Back over the A3 just north of Liphook, snaking our way up to London onto King Alfred Way, one of these little ancient byways. Again, nice and dry. On to this really long slog drag up to Hindhead Devil's Punch Bowl with the headwind bonus as well. This is tough. First, a little bit of hiker bike, steep and loose, and probably not much faster riding, but walking this bit will just save my legs a little for what's to come. The art of the hiker bike, skill that must be perfected. Into Bram Shot Common after that hiker bike, and I think this might be sandy in here, not quite sure, can't remember which. Common is really sandy. Slight downside of all the warm dry weather, it's going to have turned into a sandpit. No sandpits in that bit. Back alongside the A3, heading up towards Hindhead. It's a long drag, taking us up to about 300 metres before we drop back down again. But I may be stopping at my favourite garage for some more water. Oh, and there you go, top of Devil's Punch Bowl. That was a long slog up that climb in the headwind. Probably been pushing it a little bit too hard because my legs are feeling it, so I'm going to have to be a bit more careful on the hills, I think. But we now have a nice downhill. Whoa! Crikey! And back on the road. Oh, 80 miles at Godalming. Not gonna lie, feeling a little bit battered. I think I probably pushed it a little bit too much on the climbs and in the headwind. But there you go, it's a lesson learnt. Back off, spin it up, don't go nuts. So yeah, drop it down into Godalming. I'm trying to eat a little bit more, stretch your legs, and hopefully they'll come back round for the hilly Surrey Hills section that's to come. Ooh. So there you go, there's my ride to the smoke ring. We're now on the route. Just gone for a little town or village called Albury. I think it's about 30 miles to Redhill, which is where I'm stopping tonight. And I'm quite looking forward to laying down because that headwind has been tough. Looks like we're on some little lanes, which I expect will turn into tracks. There's a few big hills coming up, not least Leith Hill, Box Hill. Lots of fun to be had before bed. Oh my, we're on to a sandy climb. Oh, hard. Squirming. Oh, this is annoying. It's like a trick. Sort of gone off course. It looks to be over there on the left somewhere. Now the Garmin's finished. Back on track, back in the headwind. Coming into Pease Lake. Wrong turn. Quite a few mountain bikers down there because there's lots of trails around here. Probably people that can actually ride a mountain bike, unlike me, who just pootles around on it. Yeah, we've got this big old climb out of Pease Lake. Still going up. Oh, nearly at the top of this first climb of a few before the travel lodge in Redhill. Oh no, look at that, it's like a wall. Don't want that. Looks like I have a few little trails coming up, so it's time to switch to the action cam. Oh, the extreme bike packer. Didn't anticipate this. Whoa. Onto Leith Hill, or Keith Hill, if you've been there on Zwift. It looks like the off-road route. Don't think I've ever been up here. Back on the road, heading up to the top of Leith Hill. Well, I think we might turn off again actually. Oh dear. Oh, and that's the top of Leith Hill. Really good view. It doesn't come out very good on the GoPro. I think I can see the South Downs in the distance. Looks like we've got some more extreme mountain biking coming up, or baggage biking, shall we say. Summer lightning. I used to come here with a friend when I was younger. God, this is like rutted field edge gravel trail. Awful. Just ticked over 100 miles. Always a nice number to see. Not seen it for a little while, probably February, last 100 miler. Westcott. Crossing time. Well, this looks like it could be a prime bit of hiker bike. I think this is up onto Ranmore Common. Hiking and biking. Oh, the top of the hiker bike. Looks like we're going straight ahead. where it's slightly flatter. And there's Dorking in the distance. So just been through Dorking, King of the Dorks, heading towards Box Hill, famous Box Hill climb. I think it's done on the road. Won't complain after some of those off-road climbs around Leith Hill. And here we go, the start of Box Hill. The last time I was here was probably on Zwift. Last time properly was at Great British Escapades, coming down here about 2 AM last year. Box Hill, 2 AM. I can't imagine many people have cycled down here this time of night. Oh, it's top of Box Hill. Whoa, squirrel! And there's the first sight of the M25. The ring will be going round. Coming down through Gatton Park. Gatton! Oh, I can see the travel lodge. And there we are, the Bedford Mite, after about 120 miles of headwind. I'm pretty done. I'm going to go and find some food, relax. I don't have to get up too early tomorrow, so that's good. Domino's Dream. Day 2, time to escape the lodge, escape Redhill, and make our way round to Dartford Crossing. Here we go. So we're underway, back on the North Down Way. Had a pretty decent sleep at the Travel Lodge. Had a Domino's for dinner, 2 porridge pots for breakfast. Had the choice of either getting up at like 4 AM or 7 AM because I've got to go over Dartford Crossing, and there's only certain times that you can cross when you're on a bike because someone has to take you over. More on that later. Aim for this morning is to keep it easy. I think yesterday I had a bit of a mare and pushed too hard, especially into the headwind and on some of the climbs, and I was rather smashed by the end of the day, so I was glad to have the Travel Lodge. Easiest gear up here, spinning as much as I can, pedalling as little as I can, at least until I'm across Dartford, maybe out of the headwind finally. Oh, back into that headwind again, wonderful. Day 2, whoop whoop. First little bit hike bike for the day, more so just to preserve the legs, and probably not much slower walking than it is riding up this rather steep rocky climb. Some proper rutted field edge gravel, particularly where it's really dry. Lovely. Death by 1,000 mini steep hills, one after the other. Not really sure where I am. A place called Bracknell in Kent, I think. It's a lovely descent on the road. Got the average speed up a bit, which was lovely. One of the nice things about doing this in early April is that it's not overgrown yet. Lots of stinging nettles on the side of the trail and brambles waiting to grow, waiting to scratch those legs as they come past later in the year. Just coming through Swanley, getting ever closer to the river. Not seen it for a little while, but there's the M25 again. Back on the outside now. Just coming down into Dartford. Got a glimpse of the bridge a minute ago to adjust the route a little bit because there is no longer a ferry that goes over to Tilbury. That's why I'm going on the crossing. This could be my guy. Hi there, I've got a bike. I'd like to go over the crossing, please. Okay, alright. Thank you, cheers. Ooh, there you go. There we go, back over on the other side. Dumped into some major traffic. In Essex now, pushing east throughout another 5 miles, and as you might be able to hear, I'm back in that headwind. Woo! Joy. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. Oh, I think I'm through that urban bit. That was busy, loads of red lights, loads of traffic lights. It seems to take forever to do 6 miles. We might be back out now in the countryside. Well, the next real point to watch out for is about 25 miles away, and we turn and start heading back west on north of London. Maybe we might have the wind behind us for a change. Fingers crossed, hey. I was going to say it's quite nice, but there's just loads of rubbish everywhere. So I think I'm back on the smoke ring challenge route now after my little modification, take account of the lack of ferry. You're joking, not another one? Endless roadworks. Oh, I think it's a little taste of tailwind. Still a way to go before the turn. But we're going with the wind at the moment up this hill, and it's certainly nicer than it has been. Freshest gravel going. Some prime rutted field edge gravel with a load of gates. Slow bit this bit. Been through Brentwood, nothing much of interest to report. Now back on some more short, sharp climbs. See the flag blustering in the wind up there. Getting closer to the turn. Oh, this is better. Prime gravel. Just what I needed. Lovely. It's the first bit of bog of the whole trip so far. Ooh. Got round it. I think the turn could have been made heading west. Maybe this could be a bit of tailwind for a few miles, which should be marvellous. Very warm today, about 22 degrees. Nearly run out of water, so I'm going to have to find somewhere to stop in a minute to get some more. Getting rather parched. Fiddler's Hamlet. Just crossed back over inside to the M25, and now he says I'm in Epping Forest. So another new place, never been. Yeah, it's dry but very rutted and bumpy. Not good on the bum. Nice smooth road running alongside it as well. Oh, it's a bit nicer now. Nice surface. Rolling through the forest. Beauty. Worst bit so far. Not really quite sure where I am. North London somewhere. Heading towards Trent Park. Just come through this very secure bike route. No horses allowed. Superior champagne gravel. Under 25. Woohoo! South Mims. Textbook service station here somewhere. Must be getting near Watford now, because behind that hedge is their training ground. Probably another 10 miles and I've gone right way across and start heading south. Woohoo! Well, this bit's pretty fun. Nice hard pack path alongside that river. Not quite sure where I am or what this trail is called, but maybe find out in a minute. That's 100 miles for the day so far. Just under 8 hours, 7:45. Probably some extra that from hike a bike and that sort of thing. Plan now is basically do another 40 or another 60, so in 40 miles we'll be around Bracknell area, and if I'm feeling tired and there's a place to sleep, I might call in there. If I'm feeling okay, push on, maybe get round to Guildford, about 60 miles away, which is pretty much the end of the route, and will leave me with a shorter ride tomorrow. On the next C1, I need to get to a garage and top up because my water's running low. Maybe get a sandwich or something like that, because I'm mainly eating crap today. Temperature's coming down now, which is nice. It's been sort of 22 degrees, which is quite warm after winter in England. And I think I prefer slightly cooler temperatures, but I'll probably moan later on that I'm cold. Whoop, whoop. Oh, this canal is getting very dull now, especially with a little bit of a headwind on this part. It's monotonous. Beast. Still going. Still going. Still going. Just rolling into Buckinghamshire. But I think we're off that canal for now anyway. Hopefully that's it. Coming through Langley Park, wherever that is. Sun's starting to go down. Windsor Castle in the distance. Probably can't see it on here. Lovely view, but those are little flies. This is probably one of the best paths of the whole thing. I think we're heading towards Eton Dorney. It's pretty flat, got a bit of a tailwind, good surface. What more could you ask? Could be hallucinating, but that road is like wavy up and down. Just coming into Eton Dorney Lake. If you're wondering what time it gets dark, it's about 10 past 8. Got my lights on now. Can still see, but not quite the little divots and potholes in this lane. Detritus. 140 miles in the bank today. Time for a sleep. Oh, day 3. Just before 7 AM and it is very chilly. I think it's about 4 degrees. Had an okay, maybe okay sleep. I think I woke up quite a bit because it's quite windy. There was a bit of noise, someone was having some fun on a motorbike in the woods in the night. Looking forward to warming up. Got about 20 miles to go to close the loop in Guildford. And then we'll be riding home. But it looks like the sun is about to come up. Whoop, whoop. Just gone over the M3, another marker. Now we're heading south. Day 3 tunnel loop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, boggy bits. Boggy bits. Oh, boggy bits. Coming through Guildford and on to what I think is the final climb to seal the loop, or close the circle should I say. Top of the climb, final mile or so to finish the loop of London before we head back home. Starting to get a little bit warmer now after that chilly start. And there you go, the loop is done. The loop around London is over. Now hopefully ride back home, maybe with a tailwind. Just coming back through Godalming, Farncombe. The next big stop is going to be Petersfield again, but before I get there, I've got to get over Hindhead Devil's Punch Bowl, which is going to be slightly painful on these legs. Coming back up Devil's Punch Bowl, and the path definitely been repaired, much better to ride than it has been before. Top of the bowl, Doritos time. Coming down the other side of the Punch Bowl though is very fun. Chips and bacon roll done. Leaving Petersfield, about 55 miles to get home. Hopefully that will power me back. Back on the south down Woodhey. Woohoo! Oh, Winchester Hill, wheelie down road. But for me it should be wheelie up. Back over the M3 by Winchester. Saw it this morning in Guildford. Probably would have been quicker to drive. Just coming down into Winchester, and then we've got a long old slog up to Farley Mount. And that's pretty much the top of Farley Mount. I think we've got a nice descent coming up, and then it's basically road all the way home. I'm pretty done. That was a fun challenge, I'd say. conditions pretty much perfect. The ground was really dry. The weeds haven't grown too much yet, so not too many brambles or stinging nettles. It was quite cool to leave from home, ride to Essex basically, a lap of London, and then hopefully if we make it, ride back home again. As you can probably tell from the animals, I'm back in the New Forest. I think that was a few days well spent in the sunshine, a new route, some new areas to ride, spend some time in the saddle. Perhaps it'll inspire you to get out on your bike. Should take me to about 370 miles time I get home, which isn't bad. Hopefully you enjoyed that. See you in the next one.